Matt the Bat DeLito, ready to flap my wings and fly around and give you great solid gold from the early 1960s, the 70s, even the 80s. The second part of the two-part all-request Remember Then. You called for them last week. Tonight, you're gonna hear them.
I don't like you, but
I think it's a figure 4 leg lock last time I checked out. Smokey Robinson, The Miracles, a solid gold smash, top 10 music from 1963 at WFUV. And now, for that happy couple, Bill and Heidi DeMorris of Mount Kisco and their newborn baby girls, Heather and Jessica, I've got the Quintones for you.
we walk down the aisle, begin
1958, the Quintones.
the love.
In the words of Beretta, that's the name of that tune, baby. 9 minutes after 8 o'clock at WFUV. Thank you to Vic Holland, my scoreboard watcher supreme, informing me top 2 in Detroit. Yankees 1, Tigers nothing. Yanks try to make it 3 in a row in Motown. The Fordham Ram football team had the week off. This afternoon, the Mets beat the Phillies 4-2, and the Bucks and Expos play tonight in Montreal. Neil Sedaka.
I love my calendar girl.
From 62.
Yeah, sweet calendar girl. I love my calendar.
She's got that staple in her navel, but I still love her. Calendar Girl, Neil Sedaki by Cracky on Remember Then over WFUV, your station in the 90s. Keep it in mind, this is the third to last Remember Then, so we say goodbye forever and ever and today on September 29th from 8 till 10, the final Remember Then. Tonight we are playing the songs you called for last week, and that song from Neil Sedaka, by the way, going out from Steve to Joni, and this song from the Four Seasons, from Pete to Gene. I know you're gonna like it, because I like it. 1964, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons on WFUV. Seasons 4, 1963. I believe I might have said 64. Actually, that's correct, too, because the song came out twice. In 63, it peaked at number 108 on the Billboard Bubbling Under chart, and then in 64, it peaked at number 108 on the Billboard Bubbling Under chart. I guess consistency being the mark of mediocrity for that song for the Four Seasons on WFUV and 90.7 FM. Time to get into round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. And the question for tonight's first round goes like this. Scandal. Remember that group with the Warrior about 6 years ago? Well, their lead singer, Patty Smythe, backed up Dion on his most recent rock video. Name the song which accompanies the video. Simple and straightforward. I think we should have some winners on this one. If you know or think you might, 1-212-365-8050. Once again, Scandal's lead singer, Patty Smythe, backed up Dion on his most recent rock video. If you saw the video, then you'll know the answer. Name the song which accompanies the video. That's what I want to know. 1-212-365-8050. And the Crescendos, 1958, number 5, music on Remember Then. Oh, Julie, maybe you know the answer to round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. If you do, call me up, 1-212-365-8050. Question is, Scandal's lead singer, Patty Smythe, backed up Dion on his most recent rock video. Name the song which accompanies the video. That's all you got to do. 1-212-365-8050. 1967, summertime top 5 music. Here are the Turtles.
Some girls love to.
Sorry, guy, I guess you lose. She'd rather be with me and Flo and Eddie and the Turtles. 1967, solid golden memories on WFUV. And Remember Then with Matt the Bat in the Cave. You on the other end, trying to figure out for the final time round number 1's answer to Remember Then Trivia. Question is, and this is the final time we'll do it, Scandal's lead singer, Patty Smythe, backed up Dion on his most recent rock video. Name the song which accompanies the video. And we are talking hit records here, okay? We're not talking something that was released and never went anywhere, okay? So I should clarify that his most recent rock video that involves at least a semi-hit, okay? 1-212-365-8050. Well, we know it's already September, the 15th to be exact. School's in everywhere, and Gary U.S. Bonds will make sure that you know it if you don't already.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm so glad that school is in. Now
If WFUV in New York City. Gary U.S. Bonds, you know, that's his real name now. He legally changed it from his name back then, which was really Gary Anderson. Gary U.S. Bonds, number 9 music from late 1961. Don't you know, school is indeed in. School's out, though, as far as round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. That's all the time we have right here, WFUV, your station in the 90s. And the question was, Scandal's lead singer, Patti Smythe, backed up Dion on his most recent hit rock video. Okay, the rock video had to go with at least a semi-hit record. You had to name the song which accompanied the video, and the following people did. Not that many, but they did know the answer, and here they are. Jody Aguardi from Rosedale, Queens, Tom Natoli from Jersey City, New Jersey, Sal Gentili of the Bronx, and Steve Bove from New Milford, New Jersey. From just a short while ago, WFUV, a memory from Dion. And the night stood still with Matt the Bat on Remember Then.
Do you remember? Oh, the night.
WFUV from just about a year ago, Dion, and he was on the comeback trail when the night stood still. 90.7 FM in New York town. On the scoreboard, Mets beat the Phils 4-2. Bucks and Expos are tied bottom 2 in Montreal. They're tied at 1. Yankees lead the Tigers top of the second inning in Motown 1-0. The Fordham Ram football team had the week off. They'll be back next week, and we'll be back after this with Little Richard. It's 8:28 on Remember Then. FUV-FM in New York City. Little Richard slipping and sliding, peeping and hiding, and we've got more solid gold on the radio at WFUV. This one going out to that couple from Maspeth, Queens. Tony and Carol Ciccolini. They wanted this from Kai Winding. Sick documentary, Mondo Cane, came that hit song. Kai Winding and the orchestra, number 8 back in '63, summertime of that year. It's called More on 90.7 FM. We've got more movie music. This song currently is in the movie Ghost. Matter of fact, it's been re-released on the Billboard Hot 100, and it's slowly climbing the charts once again. First time around for these guys anyway, back in 1965. In the summertime, it was a number 4 smash, and it originally came out from another movie. It came from the movie Unchained back in 1955, and the versions out in 55 were done by Roy Hamilton and Al Hibbler. This one, though, the big version from the Righteous Brothers, Unchained Melody on WFUV.
Oh, my love.
WFUV in New York City, 1965. Bill Medley, Bobby Hatfield, the Righteous Brothers on Remember Then, once again unleashing that Unchained Melody. 8:38 in New York town, a gorgeous night in the Apple and a gorgeous song. Eric Clapton, 1978. Top 20 music, Eric Clapton. Wonderful tonight on Remember Then. Over WFUV, the world's biggest Apple, we've got round number 2 of Remember Then trivia based on another song that Clapton did. He wrote Layla, you know, in honor of the wife of another famous rocker. Name the other famous rocker. If you have any clue, let me know. 1212 outside of Manhattan and the Bronx. Then 365-8050. WFUV remembers 1961 all over again. Number 7 music. Here are the Lettermen. Record. Letterman, 1961. No, not David. The other guys. Tony Butala and company and When I Fall in Love. By request tonight, in case you didn't know, is the second part of the 2-part all request Remember Then. The songs you called in last week, you're going to hear them tonight over WFUV with Matt the Bat right here in the cave. You on the other end. We together are playing round number 2 of Remember Then trivia. Seems like it's pretty easy. We might have to wrap this round up might quick. Eric Clapton wrote Layla in honor of the wife of another famous rocker. Name the other famous rocker. Most people can do it so far. Let's see if you can do it too. Join the club. 1212-365-8050. And here's Dusty Springfield to sing.
This is my same old call.
69, one of her last big ones. Number 24 is Where It Wound Up, Dusty Springfield, and a brand new me on WFUV. Well, actually, it'll be a brand old me in a couple of weeks. No more Matt the Bat. Remember Then turns into Forget This. But don't forget to mark it down, the 29th of the month. In a couple of weeks, the final Remember Then broadcast over WFUV after 13 years and 1 month. We're heading down that golden path at 90.7 FM. So are you with round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia. This will be the final time that we ask the question, so we're having a lot of winners on this one. Don't have to stretch it out all that long. The question is, Eric Clapton wrote Layla in honor of the wife of another famous rocker. Name that famous rocker. If you know, call me. Everyone else has, so let me know. 1-212-365-8050. Countrified Gold right now at WFUV. From the 1970s, Jackie Ward and his version of Rhythm of the Rain. WFUV-FM, that rain has fallen. Jackie Ward from the 70s and his remake of the great Cascade song from 1963, Rhythm of the Rain. We'll get back into the rhythm of round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia right after these words. Partner Paul Bain at here WFUV and Matt the Bat right here at this moment telling you round number 2's answer to the trivia question that we just gave you for the last few minutes right here 90.7 in stereo. The question was, Eric Clapton wrote Layla in honor of the wife of another famous rocker. You had to name the other famous rocker. The folks who did My. A list as long as Bullwinkle's credits. Here we go. Greg Wilson of Manhattan, first-time caller and winner. Reed Rickman, also a first-timer from Freeport, Long Island. Tom Natoli of Jersey City. Pat Hudson of Manhattan, my home borough. Jody O'Guardi from Rosedale, Queens. Sal Gentili of the Bronx. Jeff Vermes from Randolph, New Jersey. Wonder if he's related to Peter of the United States soccer team. We'll never know now, will we? Gene O'Hara from Rosedale, Queens. Richard Cowan and Paul Gruber of the Bronx. Tony Ciccolini of Maspeth, Queens. Rudy Yankee of Rutherford, New Jersey. Steve Bove from New Milford, New Jersey. Jack Mack of Yonkers and Eddie Parcell from Port Jefferson Station, Long Island. They knew that Layla was written by Clapton in honor of Patty Boyd, the wife of George Harrison. Well, I guess you could say if it not for Patty Boyd, there'd be no Layla or this song. Georgie Porgy from All Things Must Pass on Remember Then.
If not for you.
Love that song. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass, even back in 1971. Written, of course, by Bob Dylan, the hit version of that song from Olivia Newton-John, If Not For You. And Remember Then, if not for you, there never would have been a Remember Then. And after the 29th of this month, unfortunately, there won't be any more. It's 8:55 in New York town. Checking WFUV area weather right now in the city, 73 WFUV degrees, 62% humidity, cloudy and cool for tonight. Less humid, that's good. Low 57. As far as tomorrow goes, 30% chance of rain. Figures I'll be at the Jet game getting wet. Chance of showers. High 73. Tomorrow night, cloudy and cool. 20% chance of a spritz. Low 58. Monday, sunny and cool. The rain goes away as we go back to work with a high of 65 degrees.
When the shakes are drawn and the
My name is Reginald Dwight, as if you didn't know, and I know you did. I can't sit still either. Elton John at WFUV. Some new gold. The club at the end of the street. See, we told you in stereo right there. I love the backup singers on that record. Remind me a lot of the Drifters. Had that
90.7 FM, commercial free, WFUV. New York.
You knew we had to play those Drifters. 1964, a summertime classic under the BW at WFUV and NYC. You're in the cave with the bat right here, and I give you a WFUV scoreboard update from my little card right in front of my face. Mets beat the Phillies 4-2 this afternoon. They're hoping for the Expos to do it again in Montreal. Bucks and Expos tied at 1, top of the 5th inning. Also top 5 in Motown. Tigers 3, Yankees 1. The Fordham football Rams were off today. They will be back in football activity next week. Right here, you'll hear all the action, daytime action on 90.7 FM. This is the second part of the two-part all-request. Remember, then you called for them last week. You're going to hear them tonight like this one. 1959 all over again. Richie Adams and the Fireflies. You Were Mine, I remember then.
You were mine at the time, and I was a love of true love, and I know.
Fireflies shining brightly on a summer night in New York town. We have a great night outdoors. You Were Mine, the Fireflies on Remember Then. FUV temperature at the moment 73 and holding steady. 62% humidity. Rain a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit tomorrow night. Monday, of course, sunny and cool with a high 65, 73 at the moment in NYC. And we are continuing with the two-part Remember Then All Request Get-Together. You called them in last week. Tonight we are playing them. This is actually a song we did play last week. Somebody called me up at the very end of the show and said, Matt, why didn't you play the other version, which just about sounds equal to this one? I mean, you really can't tell them apart unless you're a real musicologist, and I certainly am not, so I can't tell them apart most times anyway. It's an instrumental song. It used to be the theme for the match game, and we used it as part of round number 3 of Remember Then trivia last week. Well, tonight I am going to play you both versions, the charted hit version and the other version, which although it didn't chart, was a big hit on the radio scene anyway. And most people, when they hear the title, think, oh yeah, this guy, not the guy who really had the hit version. So I will explain everything at the end of both playings. This is not trivia. We're just comparing records back to back. The song, the match game theme, a.k.a. a swingin' safari. Two versions, two different people right here back to back on WFUV. Yes, and now for something completely different. One more time. Thank you. With feeling, indeed. That was the version by Bert Kaempfert. For one thing, it's longer, and it has more operatic singing in the middle. It's about 3 minutes and, 10 seconds. The other version, the first one, which we played last week also as part of round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia, was Billy Vaughn and the orchestra. That version was the pop hit version, getting up to, I believe, number 13 on the Hot 100. The Bert Kaempfert version, the second one we played, the longer version of A Swingin' Safari, did not even chart. How about that? But they do almost sound exactly alike. 9:15 in New York town, from the Swingin' Safari to the Swingin' Birthday Corner. Time once again for the WFUV Remember Then Birthday Corner, and don't you forget it. And we begin, of course, with today, the 15th of September, 1990. Julian Cannonball Adderley would have been 62 today. He of Mercy, Mercy, Mercy fame back in the 1967 time of the decade. Roy Acuff, country singer and a songwriter, still going strong at 87 years young. Tomorrow, the 16th, B.B. King will be 65. I guess Lucille will be almost that old as well, his guitar. Richard Blandon of the Dubs will be 56 mañana. Mark Bolan of T-Rex, Bang a Gong fame of the 70s. He died back in 77 at the age of 28 on September the 16th. Monday, the 17th, Hank Williams Sr. would have been 67. Lol Cream of 10cc will be 43. Hugo Winterhalter passed away back in 73 at the age of 63 on the 17th of September. Tuesday, the 18th, Frankie Avalon will be 50. Jimi Hendrix passing away on the 18th of September back in 1970 due to an accidental overdose of barbiturates at the age of 27. Wednesday, the 19th, David Bromberg, great jazz man, will be 45. Nick Massey of the Four Seasons will be 55. Nile Rodgers of Chic and the Honey Drippers will be 38. Billy Ward of the Dominoes will be 69. Brooke Benton would have been 59. Brian Epstein, the Beatles manager, would have been 56. Mama Cass Elliot of the Mamas and Papas, of course, would have been 47. Graham Parsons of the Byrds passed away back in 73 at the age of 27. 56 on the 19th of September. Frida Payne will be 45, and Bill Medley, we heard him earlier on Unchained Melody, a song that, by the way, is back out on the charts. We heard him with Bobby Hatfield doing that song. Bill Medley will be 50 this coming Wednesday, the 19th. Thursday, the 20th, Jim Croce died in a plane crash at the age of 31 back on the 20th of September, 1973. And Jim Pankow of Chicago will be 43 this coming Thursday. Rounding out the week on Friday, the 21st, Walter Brennan would have been, Walter Brennan passed away back in 1974 at the age of 80 on the 21st of September. Don Felder of the Eagles will be 43, and that, my friends, leaves only one person. This guy is in the spotlight, and he has made his mark in the music scene, songwriting and singing, mostly sad country crossover pop songs. The one, the only, the morbid Dickie Lee. Yes, yours and mine. He will be 50 this coming Friday, but what we're going to do is play you the only happy song Dickie Lee ever did, just so we don't get everybody all depressed and want to jump off the roof, okay? The only happy song because Dickie Lee's in the spotlight, and that's it for this edition of the WFUV Remember Then Birthday Corner. WFUV-FM, number 14, back in the early part of 1963. I guess you could say that song was a sure shot back then. Ooh, hey, watch where you aim that thing, fella. Dickie Lee! I saw Linda yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't think Linda wants to see me anymore. Had those pellets in her pocket, and when she saw the whites of my eyes, put them in one at a time, spun that chamber around, baby. You know there was smoke coming from my heels. Shotgun, Junior Walker and the All-Stars. Number 4 back in 1965. Something about that song always bothers me, though. There at the end where they come in with the chorus and they say, it sounds like it's either it's crying time or it's twine time. I can't tell the difference, but we got some guys here who are going to vote on this. Alvin Cash, crawl on over here. What do you think they're saying there at the end?
It's twine time.
Okay, that's a vote for twine time, I guess. All right, that's a vote for twine time. That's what Alvin Cash and the Crawlers thought that they were saying at the end of Shotgun, but I think Ray Charles has a different opinion.
Oh, it's crying time again. Long before it's crying time.
Number 6 and 66 for the Genius on Remember Then.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following song was number 1 all across the U.S. of A. on this date back in 1957. Number 1, huh? When they bought anything in 57. 9:33 in New York town. Debbie Reynolds on Remember Then. That song originally done by the Ames Brothers in 1957 before Debbie got her grubby little fingers on that. Number 5 for the Ames Brothers. Number 1 on this date back in 57 for Debbie Reynolds on Remember Then with Matt the Bat. It's 9:33 and there's a crowd here for me. I think. Maybe not. To live by. You are my home, baby. is interesting.
My heart and my soul.
That's a little bit more mainstream.
I'd have nothing to show.
Susan Jackson Company, the Poppy Family, 1970 Solid Gold from Canada Way on 90.7 in stereo. 11 minutes in front of 10 o'clock, and that's bye-bye time here on Remember Then. One more time before we wrap up round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia. Your final chance to get in on round number 3's question, which is, O Sole Mio was adapted by Elvis in 60 to become It's Now or Never, but it was also adapted previously by another singer under a different title in the late 40s. Give me the name either of the other singer or of the new song title. That's all you have to do. It's a little choosing on your part. Give me the song title or the singer. It's all you got to do on 90.7 FM WFUV. If you know the answer, 1-212-365-8050.
There was a girl.
WFUV and NYC, gotta love that record. Solid Gold from 1959. How about that? Tommy Edwards and Morning Side of the Mountain. Of course, it was also a big hit for Donnie and Marie Osmond. Right here on Remember Then, 7 in front of 10 o'clock. The Bat wrapping up round number 3, third and final round of RT Trivia. Question was, O Sole Mio was adapted by Elvis in 1960 to become It's Now or Never, but it was also previously adapted by another singer under a different title in the late 1940s. Name the other singer or the different song title. It was up to you. The folks who knew: Tony Ciccolini of Maspeth, Queens, Carol Brown of Manhattan, my home borough, Tom Natoli of Jersey City, Ed Parcell from Port Jefferson Station, Long Island, Sal Gentili of the Bronx, Rudy Yankee of Rutherford, New Jersey, Tom Warrer from the Bronx, John Strassman from Whitestone, Queens, Rosemary Spinelli from the Bronx, Gene O'Hara from Rosedale, Queens, Sandy Wiesenfeld, I believe a first-time caller and winner from Fair Lawn, New Jersey, and Mark Downs from Flushing, Queens. They knew that the artist was Tony Martin and the song There's No Tomorrow. That was in late 1949. It was a number 2 song on the Billboard Hot 100, or what would pass for the Billboard Hot 100. Good evening, everybody. Another Saturday evening in New York City. Yours and mine, Matt the Bat Toledo at 90.7 FM, the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then over WFUV. Tonight, we are featuring songs with numbers in the title and in the artist's name, and also some songs that Matt the Bat absolutely hates. This is not one of them, however, but I think it's kind of thematic. When people think of 13, they think of things like bad luck. Well, here's a guy who experienced a lot of bad luck, unfortunately. Teddy Pendergrass up front and center, baby. Yeah, making that coffee. Well, have some. Teddy P, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. WFUV-FM, 1975, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Teddy Pendergrass, of course, the lead voice, Unmistakably Yours. And that's some bad luck on this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. Along those bad luck lines, stay tuned tonight at the end of Remember Then. We have a mighty big announcement to make. You don't want to miss it, I assure you. That'll be coming up at the end of the show tonight. The 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, featuring songs with numbers in the title or the artist's name, and also songs that Matt the Bat cannot stand. Among them, this one.
Well, all I want is party doll.
WFUV-FM, you'd be surprised. The songs that Matt the Bat doesn't like, that's one of them. I know it's blasphemous to say you don't like that song. A real rock and roller from Texas Way, Buddy Knox and the Rhythm Orchids, and a Party Doll Sound from 1957. Number 2 music on Remember Then. This, I guarantee you, however, is a song I love. 1963, Mr. Bobby Darin. Top 10 music, he could sing it all. Any style, he did it well. 18 Yellow Roses.
18 yellow roses came today. Will never fade away.
I love that record. 18 Yellow Roses, count 'em. Bobby Darin, 1963, Countrified Gold on Remember Then over WFUV in New York City. A final from L.A. Chavez Ravine proving bad news for the Mets today. The L.A. Dodgers beat them in 14 innings with a home run from Mr. Martinez. Actually, Gonzalez, I'm sorry. I forget these guys' names all the time on L.A. Anyway, I forget his first name, as a matter of fact, but his last name is Gonzalez. You know he wears number 38, that much I know. And the Dodgers beat the Mets by the score of 3-2 in 14 innings. Jose Gonzalez. Gonzalez. I don't know why I had trouble with that. I had mental block right there. Jose Gonzalez, bottom of the 14th home run solo job, gives the Dodgers a 3-2 win over the Mets in L.A. Top three, Reds and Pirates, no score. Yankees were beaten by the Brewers 5-3. Rags blew it in the ninth inning. Greg Brock, a 3-run home run to give the Brewers the win. In the Little League World Series semifinal, Shippensburg, Pennsylvania beat Cypress, California 5-4. They'll go against the Chinese Taipei team tomorrow for the title. Chinese Taipei won over Trail, British Columbia this afternoon. Actually, this morning, final score there, 20-1. And the Giants and Jets exhibition football underway right now as we speak at Giant Stadium over WFUV in New York City. What do we have on the turntable to my right? You will have to wait because we are going to get into round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. This one is for first-time callers only. We've used the question before, but since we are celebrating with an anniversary, I figured we'd bring back one of the old trivia questions, and here it is on Remember Then. First-time callers only, please. Veterans, you'll do it on round 2 and round 3, I hope. The question for round number 1, the last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are blank. You have to fill in the blank. It's like match game, okay? The last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are blank. You fill in the blank, just like match game. 1-212-365-8050. If you think you know, give me a call. If you've never won before, first timers only on round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. WFUV, Buster Brown, 1960, another one from Matt the Bat's least favorite pile of songs, but that song, however, inspired the Beach Boys to record Help Me Rhonda. You can even hear the musical similarities in that song and Help Me Rhonda if you hum it to yourself on WFUV. We're doing round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. The question on round number 1 for first-timers only, since it is a question that we have used in the past. The last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are fill in the blank. That's what you've got to do. If you know the answer, call me, and if you've never ever won before, that's the best reason to call me at 1-212-365-8050. 1212 outside Manhattan in the Bronx, then 365-8050. Here's a song for all the Remember Then listeners.
Happy anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary.
It's been a great 13 years on Remember Then, but there's a reason why 13 is a bad number. Stay tuned for Remember Then all throughout the night. Later on toward the end of the show, at the very end, as a matter of fact, a very big announcement coming your way tonight on the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. I almost said 20 minutes after 2, but it is indeed 20 minutes after 8 o'clock at 90.7 FM. We are doing round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. This could be the final time. You never know. First-time callers only, please. The question is, the last 3 notes, not those notes, of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire, and the first 3 notes, not those notes either, of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are fill in the blank. I'm looking for basically 1 or 2 words to fill in the blank. If you know, have any inkling at all, dial me up on the bat phone. 1-212-365-8050. In the meantime and in between time, another song with a whole lot of numbers in that title. 25 or 6 to 4, Chicago. Record. The odds 25 or 6 to 4. That song would be a big hit. You sure bet it was. 1970, number 4 is where it wound up on Remember Then. That's Pete Cetera and company. Did you know Pete Cetera had a younger brother, Edward Thomas Cetera? They called him E.T. Cetera. They also called him Etc. It's 24 minutes after 8 o'clock at 90.7 FM. One more time on round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia, and here goes the question. First-timers only, please. By the way, no winners so far. We're still looking for a winner. The last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are, and I'm looking for 1 or 2 words to fill in the blank. It's like match game. That's what you got to do. One last time. The last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are fill in the blank. 1-212-365-8050. First-timers, please. To get you in the mood, another Chuck Berry song, one that I absolutely cannot take anymore. 1959, the moon glows. Back 'em up on this one.
Whoa, whoa. You know, I'm almost grown. Whoa, whoa. Yet I'm doing all right in school. They ain't said a... 1959,
99, springtime memories. Chuck Berry and the Moon Glows backing them up and Almost Grown on 90.7 in stereo. Your station in the 90s. It's WFUV. 27 minutes after 8 o'clock in the city. We are checking FUV area weather. Are we or aren't we? Here it is. Time to check the weather. It is right now 79 degrees in New York, 65% humidity. Cloudy and showers likely for tonight along with fog. Be careful driving out there on the roads. Low about 70. Tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds and a high about 85. Tomorrow, night fair and cool, low 70. And Monday, sunny, hot and humid, high about 90. 79 right now, 65% humidity in New York City. That's it for round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. Only one first-time caller and winner. That's for whom the round was intended. It was a question we had used in the past. And the question was, the last 3 notes of Jerry Lee Lewis's Great Balls of Fire and the first 3 notes of Chuck Berry's rock and roll music are... They are the same. And the person who filled in the blank, Greg Coster of Eastchester in Westchester in the 914 area. Greg, congratulations. First-time caller and winner, the only winner among many guessers on round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. And here are those songs back-to-back on Remember Then.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. This is great balls of fire. Just let me hear some of that rock and roll music. If you want to dance with me.
FUV in New York City, Chuck Berry, and before that, Jerry Lee Lewis, the Killer and the Chucker on Remember Then back-to-back as we do round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. Wrap it up, as a matter of fact, 8:32 in New York right now. Checking the FUV scoreboard, this time in English, unlike what we did before. In 14 innings, the Dodgers on a Jose Gonzalez home run in the 14th. A solo shot beat the Mets 3-2. Top of the 6th inning, the Reds and Pirates are tied at 0-0. No score in that game. Milwaukee beat the Yankees in the 9th inning. A home run by Greg Brock put Milwaukee over the top on Dave Righetti's left arm. The Yankees failed today. 5-3 Milwaukee with the win. Little League World Series semifinal. Shippensburg beat Cypress, California 5-4. They will face Chinese Taipei tomorrow. Giants and Jets exhibition football at Giant Stadium going on right now at 90.7 FM. We are spotlighting on this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then songs that I can't stand, since we are doing a little fun negativity show tonight with, you know, the number 13 connoting bad things. We started the show with Bad Luck from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. So we're playing songs with numbers in the title or in the artist name, and also we are playing songs that I don't particularly like, never did, or maybe I got tired of, you know, stuff like that. This is a group that I love. Everything they do except for this song. And it's funny because the Police have recorded, you know, one of my all-time favorite songs, Every Breath You Take. I love that record, and I really don't like anything else the Police does. This is an opposite case. I love this group except for the following song. Jimmy Beaumont and the Skyliners. In Matt the Bat's book, Their Only Bomb, 1960.
Every time it rains, pennies from heaven.
I do like the end of that song, near the end actually, where when they start to sing, you know, take a smile and kick your legs in the air and all that stuff, it sounds like McGilla Gorilla. It really does. Maybe 13 years is enough. You never know. 90.7 FM, the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. Cooking with Solid Gold, 1967, top 20. Music from Pet Clark.
You'll never see a dark cloud hanging round me. Now there is only
1967, and one of my least favorite Petula Clark records. Maybe you liked it, though. Hopefully you did. On this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, we are celebrating 13 years complete right here at your station in the 90s, 90.7 FM in stereo, 21 minutes in front of 9 o'clock. And Big Brothers Big Sisters of Yonkers is in need of volunteer males to serve as big brothers to youths from single-parent homes. For more information, if you'd like to fit the bill, call 914-963-7101. 914-963-7101. That indeed, my friends, is yet another WFUV word to the wise from your friend in the cave, furry and friendly Matt the Bat Toledo.
Was a big man yesterday, but oh, you ought to see me now. Oh, well, I talk now. If you could only see me now.
You'd see the four preps
If you would only see me now.
from 1958 on Remember Then. In New York City, we're also featuring, aside from songs that I don't like, never did, or maybe I don't like anymore, on this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, we are featuring songs with numbers in the artist's name or in the song title. 4 preps right there. Big Man, the name of the song on WFUV. We are now into round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia at about 18 minutes in front of 9 o'clock, a Saturday in New York town, the world's biggest apple. Get on that thinking cap. Everybody can play on this round of trivia. Question number 2 for the night goes like this. Which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its title? If you know, call me, 1-212-365-8050. Once again, which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its title? If you have any guess, let's see if it's the right one rolling around between your ears, my friend. 1-212-365-8050. Just call me and give me a guess. Don't worry, no need for begging, honey. With that handout, Frankie Valli, Seasons 4, and for the record, I never did like that song either, but that's not the reason we played the Four Seasons. They do have a number in their group name. Four Seasons Solid Gold from 1967, springtime of that year. Number 16 is where that song wound up with no begging involved at all. 14 minutes in front of 9 o'clock on FUV, the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. Welcome aboard. Thank you for celebrating 13 years complete with me right here at WFUV. The question on round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia, open to all, by the way. Which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its title? If you have any guess, let me know. 1-212-365-8050 in New York City. That's the number to call me. Which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its number? Any guess at all? 365-8050. Old music. Doing the 81 back in 1964. Added up to a number 51 hit nationally, although the song was much, much bigger in the New York metropolitan area. It's called the 81 dance song from back in 64 on WFUV. We're playing round number 2, the second of 3 rounds of Remember Then Trivia. This one open to everybody, and the question is, which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its title? If you know, call me, 1-212-365-8050. On the FUV weather board for this evening, we have, cloudy skies and showers and fog likely. Low about 70. For tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds. High about 85. Right now, 79 degrees in New York. And 3 wishes, courtesy of the Harptones from 1956 on Remember Then.
When I awoke this morning,
Corner spotlight last week, Willie Winfield of the Harptones, and the Harptones right there from 56 and 3 wishes on Remember Then. Well, time to put away that magic lamp. You rubbed it up and 3 wishes are all used up and you still didn't get the answer to round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia. Oh well, one more round to go before we go bye-bye tonight. Round number 2's question as we wrap it up, which Three Dog Night song did not live up to its title? Had to think a little bit about this one. A little bit tricky, but the following winners are Barbara Natoli of Jersey City, New Jersey. Tom must be taking the night off. I don't know what's happened to him. Ed Eichler of Richmond Hill, Queens, first-time caller and winner. Richie Barbado from Valley Stream, Long Island. Tom Wara from the Bronx of New York. Vic Holland, my scoreboard watcher supreme from my home borough, Manhattan, also from my home borough. Larry Zamparelli, the fabulous Ed Scott, who tells me he's all psyched up and ready for SummerSlam. He hails from Haledon, New Jersey. Ed Parcell from Port Jefferson Station. Jim D'Anzio of Yonkers, New York, and Peter White from Corona, Queens. They all knew that this song from Three Dog White never got to number
1 is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Are there really 3 white dogs in this group?
2 can be a
FUV-FM. 3 Dog Good Night at FUV in New York City. Never did get up to number 1, if you know what I mean. Number 5 from back in 1969. To top 25 music. 1970, Blowing Away, Fifth Dimension.
You on fire, I'm mad with desire. You're blowing away.
One big gust of wind taking them away. Fifth Dimension, 1970, Solid Gold, Blowing Away by request on Remember Then. The 13th anniversary edition of this great program on WFUV goes back to 1965. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
80
I think what our astronaut friend was trying to say is this is 90.7 FM WFUV, Fordham University, New York. 901. And we go back to 1959. Kathy Linden, Heartaches at Sweet 16.
I'm sitting all alone and feeling blue. I'm
1959, Solid Gold. Before that, of course, Len Barry, former lead singer of the Dovells, and his classic 1, 2, 3 from 1965. On the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, we'll be having some birthday songs coming up real soon, so stick around for that. Don't forget the birthday corner at about, let's say 9:15, about 12 minutes from right now. And we will have one more round of trivia coming up the last half hour of Remember Then, 9:30 to 10, the last half hour, somewhere in there, round number 3. And don't forget the end of the show, a big announcement. Stick around, gather your friends around the radio, your mom, your dad, the dog, the cat, the kids, all that sort of stuff, okay? Put them all around the radio. Big announcement on Remember Then, about Remember Then, coming up at the end of tonight's broadcast. In the meantime, however, time to slow things down almost to a crawl, ladies and gentlemen. 1956 Solid Gold. Interesting. 1956 on Remember Then, doo-wop style. Speaking of doo-wops, another great program on WFUV features lots of them, and here they are. 9:07 in New York City, a Beatles double play coming right up.
FM is WFUV, New York's non-commercial music source.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. You know I feel alright.
Remember Then's 13th anniversary, and some birthday music for the show from the Beatles, 1968 from the White LP, and after that, by request from last week, A Hard Day's Night, title track from the 1965 movie at 90.7 FM, 13 minutes after 9 o'clock on Remember Then.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following song was number 1 in the US of A on this date back in 1955.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
I hate that song, too. But I thought I'd play it just for you because it was number 1 on this date back in 1955. Yes, I know that's blasphemous as well, but I never, ever liked that song, or Bill Haley for that matter. We are featuring some songs that Matt the Bat, that's me, does not like for the fun part of this show, the 13th anniversary of Remember Then. It's the anniversary show right here in stereo, and we're also featuring songs with numbers in the title or in the artist's name. Now it's 16 minutes after 9 o'clock, a little bit late, but here we go. Time once again for the WFUV Remember Then Birthday Corner. And we, of course, begin with the birthday people, the folks, I guess, who are having birthdays today is what I wanted to say. It's a very short list this week, as a matter of fact. Starting off with today, the 25th of August, Gene Simmons of Kiss is 41. And on this date back in 1979, at the age of 67, jazz great Stan Kenton passed away. Tomorrow, the 26th, Georgia Gibbs will be 64. Tommy Sands, 53. Monday, the 27th, Daryl Dragon of the Captain and Tennille will be 48. And Brian Epstein passed away back in 1967 at the age of 32 due to an overdose back on the 27th of August in 67. Tuesday, the 28th, nobody in the music world, believe it or not, the Birdman, Charlie Parker on the 29th, the anniversary of birthday number 70. Dinah Washington would have been 66 on that day as well, the 29th on Wednesday. And the gloved one, Michael Jackson, will be 32 this coming Wednesday. Thursday, it's John Phillips of the Mamas and Papas' birthday. He'll be 45. Dale Hawkins will be 52. And rounding out the week in a quick way, on the 31st on Friday, Van Morrison of Them, and of course Brown Eyed Girl fame, he'll be 45. Rick Roberts, lead singer of Firefall, will be 41. That leaves only one person in the spotlight From that Canadian family that made Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat, the man will be 31 years old this coming Friday, the 31st of August. I'm talking about Canadian Tony DeFranco of the DeFranco family. He's in the spotlight, and that's it for this week's edition, short and star-studded, of the WFUV Remember Then Birthday Corner on 90.7 FM. A million-seller sound from the fall of 1973. Number 3 is where it wound up. Tony DeFranco and the family. Heartbeat, It's a Love Beat at WFUV, especially if you happen to be trapped in one of those 7 rooms of gloom. I see a house.
Do your best. I've been listening to your show on the radio.
Like it.
And you seem like a friend to me.
You got that right. Your friendly and furry Matt the Bat DeLito here, the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, a song about a DJ, Charlie Dorr, the prettiest looking Charlie I ever saw. 90.7 FM. Love the bass man on that record, too. Love to find out who that guy is. From 1980 comes that hit song at WFUV, Pilot of the Airwaves. Flinging another hit your way at WFUV. What's new, Pussycat? On second thought, I've got my own problems. I don't want to hear about this. Tom Jones, Breaking Glass. What's new, Pussycat? Elbow?
No.
I was close. Tom Jones, 1965, another song that I absolutely cannot stand. 9:33 in New York City. We are spotlighting, you could say, the songs that I don't like tonight on this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. See, 13 connotes bad things, so I figured I'd play some of the songs that I really can't stand. And we're also playing songs with numbers in the song title or in the artist name, like the Four Tops, and before that we had 18 Yellow Roses way back when, near the top of the show, so I think you get the idea. Round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia coming up real soon. Right now we check FUV area sports. A good update for the Mets, because the Reds have now gotten 4 runs in the top of the 9th inning in Pittsburgh. They're still batting 4-0, Reds over the Pirates, and they're up at the plate still doing some damage, we hope. Mets were beaten 3-2 earlier this afternoon, so boy, I tell you, they keep getting the breaks in terms of having Pittsburgh lose here and there, but the Mets can't seem to pick up any ground because they can't come up with a clutch hit. Yankees were beaten by Milwaukee 5-3, and Shippensburg and Chinese Taipei will play in the World Series of Little League tomorrow, and exhibition football at Giant Stadium. The real hosts, the Giants, lead the Jets to Phil Simms' touchdown passes in the second quarter. 14-0 Giants over the Jets. Now, we were speaking of the Mets now, weren't we? Here's a song that I absolutely hated the minute it came out. Keith Hernandez liked it, but I didn't. The Curly Shuffle, Jump in the Saddle Band.
When me and my friends go out in the town, we
So there, the Curly Shuffle at FUV-FM. I remember being out at Shea Stadium, 1986, during the Pennant and World Series winning year. They played that every late game, or I should say in the late part of the game, every game the Mets were losing. That was like their comeback song. Keith Hernandez loved it, so they wanted to make Keith happy, so they played the song. Curly Shuffle, Jump in the Saddle Band came out around Christmas time, 1983 into 1984. At 90.7 FM, we've got about 23 minutes in front of 10 o'clock. I think we should get on with round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia. This one's pretty easy. It's open to everybody, by the way. Question is, for the final round of trivia of the night, first time we're doing it, though, what number is common to the following list of artists? This is easy. Connie Stevens, Neil Sedaka, Chuck Berry, Johnny Maestro. Okay? That's it. It's easy enough. I mean, you got to know this one. This one's a giveaway. It's open to everybody, though, so let's load up on those winners. What number is common to the following list of artists? Connie Stevens, Neil Sedaka, Chuck Berry, Johnny Maestro. If you know, if you don't, you should be drawn and quartered. But if you know, call me up and tell me. 1-212-365-8050. And in the meantime, when I say I hate this song, I really hate this song. Can I have that barf bag, please?
Yellow, black, and white.
Oh, boy, that's a goodie, huh? Ray Stevens, 1970. It was #1 all across the land and a million-seller sound. Everything is beautiful. It's 19 minutes in front of 10 o'clock at WFUV. We're playing Songs I Can't Stand and songs with numbers in the title and artist name. And we are now going to cue up the 5 Satins, and they're going to play a song that's basically for Remember Then and the listeners, because it's our anniversary number 13. That song coming up from 1957, September of 57, after we once again tell you the question for round number 3, third and final round of the evening on Remember Then Trivia. What number is common to the following list of artists? And this is open to everybody, by the way. Connie Stevens, Chuck Berry, Johnny Maestro, Neil Sedaka. It's simple and straightforward, so let me know. 1-212-365-8050. 15 minutes, a quarter of 10 in New York City, 15 in front of 10 o'clock on 90.7 FM, your station in the 90s. Matt the Bat Toledo, that's me. You know who you are, and why aren't you getting in on this easy round of trivia? Round number 3's question. Who knows, this could be the final time we do it. Maybe. We'll have to see. We have a lot of winners. Want to get some more. What number is common to the following list of artists? Connie Stevens, Chuck Berry, Neil Sedaka, Johnny Maestro. Simple and straightforward. Tell me the number that's missing. 1-212-365-8050.
Oh, I'm falling in love again. Oh, 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 oh. Never in a million years. Oh, 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 oh.
1958, he did it again. Jimmy Rogers, falling in love like a fool. 13 in front of 10 o'clock on Remember Then. This is it, the final time for round number 3, third and final round of Remember Then Trivia. RT Trivia question number 3 is, what number is common to the following list of artists? Connie Stevens, Neil Sedaka by Cracky, Johnny Maestro, and Chuck Berry. 365-8050 is the number to call if you know. It's open to everybody right here at WFUV as we say happy birthday to ourselves. Number 13, here are the Tune Weavers.
Happy, happy birthday, baby. Oh, baby.
From Massachusetts, Margot Sylvia, that's her name, and the Tune Weavers. I always have trouble with people who have 2 first names. It always throws me. I don't know why. 10 minutes in front of 10. 10s are wild at WFUV. 9:50 in the world's biggest apple, and that's it for round number 3, third and final round of Remember Then Trivia. The question for round number 3, which was open to everybody, was, what number is common to the following list of artists? Connie Stevens, Neil Sedaka, Johnny Maestro, and Chuck Berry. Very simple question. These people knew the answer. A list, yes, as long as Bullwinkle's credits. Richard Cowan of the Bronx, Larry Zamparelli of Manhattan, Richie Dukoff of Richfield Park, New Jersey, it sounds like I'm ordering wine. The Sherry family from Stanhope, New Jersey. They were victorious tonight in their match. Lisa Spates of the Bronx, Vic Holland of Manhattan, who also informs me that the Reds have beaten the Pirates 6-1, so the Reds help out the Mets' cause because the Mets were beaten 3-2 this afternoon. Anyway, Vic won on round number 3. Tom Wara checked in again from the Bronx. Tony Ciccolini from Maspeth, Queens, checks in after a long, successful tour of the Orient. Richie Barbado from Valley Stream, Long Island. Barbara Natoli once again from Jersey City. Tom must be out shopping somewhere. I don't know what's wrong. Barbara's ruling the roost this evening. Ann Thayer of Forest Hills, Queens, where they're having a tennis match going on right now, or at least they were today. The Tournament of Champions, I believe, with all the chumps that are out there, I guess, except for Connors, and I think McEnroe's out there. I'm not sure. Anyway, Annie Thayer, first-time caller and winner, I believe, from Forest Hills. Also from Forest Hills, actually, no, from Richmond Hill, I'm sorry, is Ed Eichler checking in again. George Lynch of Manhattan. Eli Saper from Flushing, Queens. Lauren Elliott, a first-timer from Port Jefferson Station. Joe Panzarella from West Islip, Long Island. Johnny Ray, not the singer or the baseball player, but the trivia expert from Flushing, Queens. And Felice Cooper, first-time caller and winner from Teaneck, New Jersey, now the home of the Isley brothers. They're all the winners on round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia. The number that is common to Johnny Maestro, Chuck Berry, Neil Sedaka, Connie Stevens, and even Tennessee Ernie Ford is this one. Time to whoop it up for all you winners. 16, beautiful, and all mine, just like Ringo says.
You come on like a dream on you when I
Ringo the Alex Ringo, late 73, early 74, number one, the second of two number ones. Paul McCartney on the kazoo. You're 16, you're jailbait, and we all know the rest of that story. It's about 6 minutes in front of 10 o'clock at 90.7 FM, and we have a big announcement coming up, but first, one more birthday song on this 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. From the Crests on FUV. We got to do this in a hurry. A couple of special announcements. Well, before we do that, a final check of sports and weather on the scoreboard. The Mets lost in 14. The Reds beat the Pirates. So the Mets and Reds and Pirates and everybody stays the same as before today. So the Mets remain 3 games out in the NL East. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Yankees. It'll be Shippensburg against Chinese Taipei in the Little League World Series tomorrow. That's the final. And the Giants were leading close to halftime, 14-0 over the Jets in exhibition football. As far as weather goes, 77 right now in New York, 64% humidity. For tonight, cloudy, a chance of showers and fog, low 70. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds, high about 85. Tomorrow night, fair and cool, low 70 again. Monday, sunny, hot and humid, high near 90. Right now, 70, I forgot my temperature. 77 degrees, that's right, 70. Everybody, another Saturday evening in New York City. Yours and mine, Matt the Bat Toledo, ready to do it again on 90.7 FM, your station in the 90s. Kicking off this edition of Remember Then, Solid Gold from the Beach Boys. WFUV-FM by request. Love that song. Beach Boys, 1968. Indeed, we are doing it again, playing those solid gold hits of the rock and roll era on Remember Then. I am Matt the Bat Toledo. Welcome to my cave. A Saturday evening in New York town. Stereo sounds coming around on WFUV. 50,000 watts of solid gold power with the moon glows on 90.7 FM.
Baby, please.
October 1953 for that R&B classic, The Moon Glows at 90.7 FM in New York town. On the FUV scoreboard this afternoon, Yankees beat the Mariners 6-zip, Mets down the Giants 9-2, but the Bucks beat the Reds 3-1, so everything is status quo. Oh no, does that mean we have to give it up on the Mets? No, we can't. Goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, cruel world. There's an echo in here. James Darren.
Out of me. Goodbye, cruel world.
It's a circus atmosphere. James Darren on Remember Then over WFUV straight from the Time Tunnel. Actually, even before the Time Tunnel came out on TV, late 61, early 62. Goodbye, cruel world, because I've just about had it. I mean, come on, you look at everything around you and you just got to ask yourself, is that all there is? Huh?
I remember when I was a little girl, our house caught on fire.
69. Brenda, no, not Brenda. Peggy Lee at WFUV. And Is That All There Is? A Lieber Stoller composition, by the way. One of their last big hits from the 1960s. 1969, number 11, Sad Song from Miss Lee. First name Peggy. And right now at WFUV, something else that's kind of sad. You might have seen in the papers this week in Thursday's Daily News comes this obit. Lou DeWitt out of Waynesboro, Virginia comes the Associated Press story. Lou DeWitt, 52 years of age, from the Statler Brothers, a tenor guitarist for 18 years and author of Flowers on the Wall, which really put them on the musical map to stay, passed away this week. He had been suffering from an intestinal disorder for the past 9 years. Lou DeWitt of the Statler Brothers passing away during the week. So in honor of Lou and for the Statler Brothers, the song he wrote for them, their biggest one, Flowers on the Wall, for you.
I keep hearing you're concerned about my happiness.
FM in New York City, 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. No chemise, please, but lots of Jerry Granahan.
I had a date for the hop last night.
I love love that guy. Jerry Granahan, he was Dickie Doo of Dickie Doo and the Don'ts. He did break away in 1958 for that song. 32 years ago in the summertime, top 25 music. No chemise, please. Matter of fact, tonight on Remember Then, we don't even have any Orlon, so you can put your mind at rest. WFUV, 21 minutes after 8 o'clock. Hey, next week, folks, it'll be the anniversary number 13. 13 years complete of Remember Then on 90.7 FM. We'll be celebrating in a kind of weird way because next week is the 13th anniversary show. 13 is a number that connotes bad luck and things like that, so you might hear that song from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. You'll definitely hear songs with numbers in the title or in the artist name, and we'll be spotlighting Matt the Bat's least favorite solid gold records because it's kind of a fun negative note on the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then. Next week, songs with numbers in the titles and in the group name or artist name, and also Matt the Bat's least favorite songs at WFUV. One of my favorite things to do, however, is do round number 1 with you of Remember Then trivia at about 22 after 8 o'clock in New York town. The question, well, it's not even a question. It's name that tune. Name the artist, actually. You'll know the tune. Got to name the artist. I want to know who is singing the following song. You've got roughly 2.5 to 3 minutes to call in and guess at 1212-365-8050. So please get on that thinking cap. Give it a listen for a few seconds. Think of the artist that might be singing this song and then tell me at 1212-365-8050. Name the artist on round number 1 of Remember Then Trivia. Good luck.
Sailor, stop your rowing.
That was Petula Clark? You better, because it was 1961 before we even knew who she was in the U.S. of A. 1961, her version of Sailor, which was Lolita's hit the year before. In 1960, we had only one winner, lots of phone calls. Leslie Gore was a guest, a few other guesses thrown in there. Leslie came up more often than not, but it wasn't her. It was Petula Clark and Don Feldman of Flushing, Queens, the only winner on round number 1. Name the artist round of trivia right here at WFUV. We're going to skip a rope with Henson Cargill from back in 1968 when we come back to Remember Then right after this.
Skip a rope.
WFUV-FM. Number 25, back in the early part of 1968, Forgotten Country Gold. Henson Cargill skipping that rope on 90.7 in stereo, your station in the 90s on the FUV weather board. Lots of rain in the forecast through Monday. 80 degrees right now, 63% humidity, and some air to breathe from the Hollies. I'm sorry, I was out getting some air. My apologies. 8:33 in New York City from the Hollies. Gonna get back to 1969, my favorite year for music with the Beatles. Jojo was a man who thought he was alone. Basics of rock and roll. Beatles. And Billy Preston on the organ. Not only that, but he shared the record label with the Beatles on that particular Apple record recording. 1969, number 1 Get Back music on WFUV as we get on with round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia. Now, Billy Preston, as I said, backed up the Beatles on organ on that song and shared record label billing. Who else played with the Beatles on My Bonnie? That's what I want to know. If you can tell me the man's name, then you will be a winner. Round number 1, make it round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia right here at WFUV. Billy Preston shared record label billing with the Beatles on Get Back, and he played the organ. Who else shared the record label billing with the Beatles on My Bonnie? If you know, call me, 1212-365-8050. And here's another Beatles song on Remember Then. Little reggae touch. Arthur Conley, Obladi on FUV in NYC.
Desmond has a barrel in the marketplace.
WFUV-FM, 1969. Number 51 is where it wound up. Arthur Conley, that sweet soul music man, his version of the Beatles, Obla-dee, Obla-da, Life Goes On, brah, according to Dolly Parton, of course. 20 minutes in front of 9 o'clock at WFUV, and right now we are playing round number 2 of Remember Then Trivia. You and me together. Question is, dealing, of course, with the Beatles. We played Get Back before Arthur Conley and Obla-dee right there. Billy Preston backed up the Beatles on organ on that song and got record label credit along with the Beatles. Who played with them on the song My Bonnie and got record label credit on that particular song. If you know the man's name, let me know. 1-212-365-8050.
Just you know why you and I.
We'll begin, of course, with today, the 18th of August, 1990. Sarah Dash of Patti LaBelle's Bluebells will be 45, or actually is 45. Tomorrow, no, we have one more person today. What am I doing? Johnny Preston would have been 51 today. Tomorrow, the 19th, Ginger Baker of Cream will be 50, as will Johnny Nash. Billy J. Kramer of the Dakotas will be 47, and Dorsey Burnett passing away, I'd say 11 years ago at the age of 46 on the 19th of August. Monday, the 20th, Jim Reeves would have been 66. Jim Pankow of Chicago will be 43, as will be Robert Plant. Let's see, Tuesday, the 21st, Count Basie, the anniversary of birthday number 86. Jackie DeShannon will be 46. Kenny Rogers will be 52. Wednesday, the 22nd, John Lee Hooker, the anniversary of birthday number 73 for him. Freddie Milano of the Belmonts will be 51. We'll be hearing from the Belmonts later on during Remember Then. Ron Dante, the voice of the Archies, the Cufflinks, the Detergents, he'll be 45 on Wednesday. Thursday, the 23rd, Keith Moon of The Who would have been either 43 or 44, depending upon what bio you read and believe. Rudy Lewis of the Drifters would have been 54. Rick Springfield will be 41. And rounding out the week on Friday, the 24th, Mason Williams and his Classical Gas, 52 years of age. Jim Capaldi of Traffic, 46. John Cipollina of Quicksilver Messenger Service would have been 47. Molly Duncan of the Average White Band, 45 years old. That leaves us only one other person from the Harp Tones. From the Harp Tones, their lead voice, Willie Winfield, 61 years of age on Friday the 24th. He is in the FUV Remember Then Birthday Corner Spotlight, because that's it for this edition of the WFUV Remember Then Birthday Corner. Of my musical appreciation for you tuning in all these years to WFUV. And remember then, Saturday evenings, 8 till 10 on 90.7 FM, your stereo station in the 90s. And don't forget, next week, the 13th anniversary edition of Remember Then, the anniversary show. Come on and enjoy it with me next week, 8 till 10 on Remember Then. Right now, the artist name Rosemary, the song from Buddy Holly's songbook, Rave On WFUV. Slowed down version. Boy, Rosemary had a deep voice there. 90.7 FM, that is the artist's name. And, of course, Buddy Holly's Rave On. Raving On with Matt the Bat. When we come back, did you ever think you'd hear Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and the Belmonts back-to-back? Stick around, because you're gonna. There it is, the original version of I Need Someone, the Belmonts, without Dion, from Christmas time of 1961, got up to number 75 back then. Then in 1984, from the LP, Glorious Results of a Misspent Youth, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and their version of I Need Someone. Two good versions. I like those both. The WFUV 932. You're just a few moments away from the beginning of round number 3 of Remember Then Trivia, and you know, I think that would just be so fun. You took the words right out of my mouth, guys. So fun. So fun. That's the name of that tune, to quote Beretta. WFUV, the Fiestas, 1959, when music was so fine. About 25 minutes in front of 10 o'clock right here on Remember Then. On the FUV scoreboard this afternoon, Yankees beat the Mariners 6-0. The Pirates beat the Reds 3-1, so they remain 2 games up on the Mets, who beat the San Francisco Giants 9-2. Giants and Oilers, Jets and Chiefs in exhibition pigskin activity. We'll get to the scores before we go tonight.
If you got a problem.